Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This is Nathan Daley. I am your law enforcement translator, here to provide insight on difficult current event topics, you guys, from the perspective of a law enforcement officer. Now listen, before I dive into this subject, because it's a very deep, troubling issue here in Atlanta, and I know nationwide we're having this problem, I want to give a special shout out to all my subscribers, you guys. Thank you so much. Those who follow the channel, if you're new to this channel, please hit the like button and please subscribe to the content. We are on our way to 10,000, you guys, and so I really appreciate your support. Thank you so much. Now, let's talk about this particular issue, you guys, in reference to violence, gun violence, but not just any type of gun violence. We're talking about children. We're talking kids under the age of 18, under the age of 16. Man, you know, this is something that is really troubling for me. You know, I've arrested a lot of young kids for possession of weapons, for shootings and things of that nature. And honestly, you guys, back when I started working back in 2007, you know, I've been in law enforcement for 13 years. I have never seen it this bad. I've never seen it this bad, at least not in my city. And though I've had run-ins with teenagers, young kids who have guns, who are in gangs, I've never seen this type of shooting, man. It's been really, really ridiculous. Recently here in Atlanta, there was a incident that occurred at the skating rink. You guys, a fight broke out between two kids, and a 13-year-old shot and killed an 11-year-old. This just happened a few days ago, man. It's very troubling. But there's something I want to talk about. I want to play the news clip real quick, and then I want us to dive into this situation. The first one, most importantly, is just to talk about what is actually going on in reference to gun deaths here in Atlanta. It has been a complete nightmare, you guys, and I'm curious to know what you think about it. Will this situation get better? I'm curious. Who's to blame, right? I think that's one of the bigger questions, is who do we put blame on? These are things that the police really can't fix, right? Like, police are used to deal with situations after the fact, you know, but what happens before the police encounter is a totally different issue, right? We're talking about the mindset, mentality, the culture, the upbringing, the parents involvement. There's so many other things. We talk about the influence of society, social media. All these things play a factor, and the police have nothing to do with it. And so what needs to be done with that? But I want to play this clip for you. I have two clips I want to go through, and then I want to get you guys' thoughts.
Homicides by firearms are increasing by the day, and children are now the most at risk, according to the CDC data. U.S. gun deaths among children rose 29% in 2020. Our team spent hours digging through that data. This year alone, APD says 80% of Atlanta's homicides have been by firearm, and over a dozen of those victims were under the age of 18. This is the first time in 40 years that firearms have surpassed car crashes as the leading cause of death amongst children nationwide. Just in tonight, homicide.
Can you imagine, right? Can you imagine? What did he say? He said this is now, gun deaths are starting to become the leading cause of death amongst children. You guys, how far gone have we gotten as a society? Why are children picking up guns and killing one another? You guys, this is getting crazy. Gone are the days where you could be in the sandbox throwing sand and getting to a little fist fight, a little scuffle with someone. Now you have to fear that your children will be shot and killed. Where are they getting the guns from is the question. What are the parents doing? How do they have access? Why do kids feel like this is the best course of action? Where does the influence come from? You know, I'm really curious. I'm curious to know what you guys think, but this has gotten out of control, and I'm gonna tell you why. This other clip right here goes right into what I'm talking about, man, and it's so sad. It's so sad. You know, I gotta talk about this because, man, these kids are using permanent methods to fix temporary solutions. And this happened in Atlanta.
11-year-old Damari Johnson's family says they are relieved tonight that an arrest has been made in his shooting. A 13-year-old is charged in the shooting that happened outside of the Golden Glide skating rink. Caitlin Ross was there for the announcement.
The police chief told us they had to build this case very carefully. They wanted to make sure they investigated every angle before arresting a 13-year-old boy for shooting an 11-year-old boy in Decatur. 11-year-old Damari was shot in the head after an argument spilled outside of the Golden Glide roller skating rink on April 9th. Police told us they fielded hundreds of tips from the community, and that's how they were able to track the 13-year-old down. They've also been investigating the skating rink. Damari's family told police they don't think it's safe and they want the place shut down.
Our focus right now has really been on the investigation and getting the suspect into custody, but we will work with the Golden Glide skating rink to make sure that they have enough security to keep people safe if they decide or choose to attend any events there.
Last night, our crew was there as code enforcement made a surprise inspection at the rink and found they were operating without a business license. The owner was issued 2 citations and has to go to court May 3rd.
You guys, I used to work in that area. What do we have? We have a 13-year-old boy who took a gun to the skating ring, got into an argument with an 11-year-old, and he shot him. The parents have some explaining to do. And this goes back to what I've always said about the things that are going on in our communities in reference to the culture, right? The culture and the music, man, there's so much influence in that. The parenting, the poor parenting, I've seen it all too often, you guys. Let me tell you about that skating rink. I used to patrol over there by that skating rink. It's a great skating rink, but it does attract a lot of teenagers who are unsupervised, and we used to get fights over there all the time. We've had sexual assaults over there. One infamous assault that I worked over there was a girl who she was a teenager, and she allowed herself to be penetrated by multiple boys, multiple teens at the skating rink. These are all underage activities, you guys. The place, it's sad. I don't really know. Who do you blame? Right? Who do you blame? This is a tragedy, man. And I've been kind of following this case. So hearing that they made an arrest, I was shocked that it was someone who was 13 years old. I thought it was maybe an incident where 2 adults were maybe fighting or something like that, and then the 11-year-old was accidentally shot or got caught in the crossfire or something like that. Honestly, that's what I was thinking. So to hear that it was actually a 13-year-old, they're going to try him as an adult, right? If it is true and he did do this, they're going to try him as an adult. You guys, that's it, right? He's going to spend the rest of his life, he's going to spend his time in juvenile. And when he becomes of age, when he becomes 17, they're going to send him off to prison. They're going to send him off to prison. We do our children, right? The kids are done a disservice when the parents are not doing their jobs properly. And you guys, and this is what happens. I'm curious to see what comes out of this investigation. What do you guys think in reference to that? You heard from the earlier clip that now teen deaths, the leading cause of teen deaths now is gun violence, homicide. So, it's sick. A lot of times now we're saying that these kids, are having a hard time getting past a certain age because they're being shot and killed. So, prayers out to the family. I don't know what to say, you guys. It's hard. What are your thoughts on this? I know teen violence is it's rampant in a lot of major cities, but, could something be done, right? Is a real question. Anyways, let me know your thoughts, you guys. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and good night. God bless.